Okay, smart contract XM7 version B. Okay. Build a smart contract to handle rental and insurance. There are three actors in this contract: the apartment's owner, the tenant, which is in Italian locatario, auf Deutsch Mieter, okay, and the insurance company. Okay. The insurance company guarantees at least 6 months of payment in case the tenant does not pay, in exchange of a 10% of all the paid rents. Let's reach of each paid rent. Okay, so it's pretty. Okay. Step one. Step one. Step one. Step one. I don't want. Okay. Save. The insurance deploy. Let's start with remix. I copy the usual beginning. New rent. Okay. Contract rental. Okay. Let's see. The insurance deploys the insurance company. Deploys the contract indicating who is the owner, who is the tenant, and how much is the rent. Okay, very well, we can immediately do it. I suggest, as usual, the typical data structures. Let's see. Okay. So, the rent, which is the amount of the rent, the owner, it's the owner of the apartment, the tenant, okay, this is not payable because the tenant doesn't receive any money, and the insurance company. Contract starts, the timestamp when the contract starts, last month paid indicates the last month that the tenant paid, starting from 1, 0 if he never paid anything, and last month transferred indicates the last month for which the owner got the money. If everything goes well, it is equal to last month paid. Okay. So, a constructor. Is it payable? Do we have to put some money? When deploying, the insurance company must put in the contract at least 6 times the rent as reserve. Okay, payable. Okay, so first of all, require message value. Sorry, I must specify here uint underscore rent, because we have to specify the rent, the owner. So let's delete this one and do it slowly. So we must specify who is the owner. So address payable owner, comma. Who is the tenant? Address tenant. You cannot write tenant directly. It doesn't work. It doesn't go automatically here, because this is a local variable name. And uint rent. Okay. So require. What do we require? We require the message value. First of all, we require, if you don't mind, that the rent be larger than 0. Okay. Otherwise, require. We require also that the message value is at least 6 times the rent. The rent, in this case, is still the rent underscore. Now, finally, we decide that the rent is the rent, that the insurance is the message sender, the owner is the this one, and the tenant Okay, let me check if I have done everything. Well, we have other things to set up. The contract start equal block dot timestamp, and last month paid. We set it to 0 because for the moment nothing has been paid. And the last month transferred, we set it equal to 0. Okay, I think everything is set up. Clearly, when I write the solution, it comes immediately to my mind the idea that this thing must be set. Because I already know the contract. I have already done it, obviously. Probably they don't come immediately to your mind. So probably you will add them later when you realize what are they used for. Okay, let's see. Whenever the tenant pays the rent, 90% goes immediately to the owner and 10% stays in the contract as a reserve. So let's build function pay rent. Okay, nothing needs to be specified, I think. Oops. Payable public. Okay, so first of all, we require that the message value be exactly equal to the rent. Just to, it could be smaller or equal, but just to avoid that it pays too much, let's write it like this. And then we require that who pays be the tenant. Also this one, it's not strictly necessary. Somebody could pay on his behalf. But just to avoid that random people pay. Okay. Well, I comment out because it could be that somebody pays on his behalf and that would be fine. So the tenant pays. So first of all, I write that the tenant has paid, and simply I update this one. And I update this one because I'm planning to transfer the money. Okay. Then I transfer the 10% to the insurance company. No, I don't need it to, no, sorry, not transfer to the insurance company, it remains in the contract, right? Stays in the contract, so I don't need to do anything. And I have to transfer to the owner. Transfer. How much? 90%, so 90 by rent divided by 100. First multiply by 100, 90, and then divide by 100. Don't write 90 divided by 100 by the rent. Okay, done. If you want, you can store this variable here in the constructor so you don't have to recalculate every time, and you save two operations, which can be pretty expensive on the blockchain. So it could be a good idea to make it a contract variable and store it, or recalculate it every time. Okay, very well. Let's see whether it compiles. Oops, I have an old contract here. Compile, here, compile. What is this? As usual, payable. Okay, the usual problem with payable. This means that as time goes on and the tenant pays the rent, the reserve increases. Therefore, the insurance company can reduce the reserve up to its minimum of 6 times the rent, withdrawing all the money in excess. So we have to build a function. Reduce reserve public. It can be done only by the insurance company. Okay. we reduce it up to its minimum. So let's calculate this minimum. How do we calculate the minimum? Let me make the calculation. So first of all, we have to the minimum could also be put as a global variable. So uint minimum is equal to rent by 6. Okay. Now we calculate the quantity to be paid. I set it as int and not uint because it could become negative, and now we show you why. So address this dot balance minus minimum. It could be that address this balance, it's below the minimum. Why? Well, perhaps because we'll see later on, the owner has required a refund because the tenant did not pay. So it could be that this thing here is already below the minimum. So I just put it here. If q larger than 0, only in this case we insurance dot transfer. You may wonder why do I misspell things, because I have the microphone between my eyes and the keyboard. Okay. Pay attention, uint, you have to convert it to uint. Okay, otherwise you could put here require. Okay. But also the if works fine. Member server not found. What is a message sender, not server? This thing here and this thing here are okay. Let's do like this. I cut here. I convert them to int. I unfortunately have to convert them to int before doing the calculation. Okay. It's a little bizarre. I convert them to int. I do the subtraction, and then if it is positive, I convert it to uint. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this point here, I don't need this stored in a different variable. I could just put it here. Okay. And that's it. Okay. It would be a good idea, but it's not required, just to return okay. So you return the amount which was transferred back. So in this case, we do the following, else q equals 0. It's not required, however. And now return. Return uint. Okay. Oh, even better. Look, even better. I'm improving my contract. Even better. So, in this case, if it is positive, I pay and return what I paid as int, however. If it is not positive, I don't pay and I return that the fact that it was negative. So you get the information. Let's see. Returns. Okay. This was not required, but so return here is not asked by tx. Okay. Let's go on. Okay. We assume that a rent must be paid every 30 seconds, so it's a quick rent. We imagine it's 30 days. Now we deal with a case in which the tenant does not pay. The owner can ask at any time his part of rents that are due and not paid. The total amount of months which should be paid is this thing here. So look, I tell you, just to avoid that some of you got stuck because you don't, the formula doesn't come up to your mind. Okay, so this is the total amount of months. So we build a function what the function get refund public require message sender equal owner. It can be called only by the owner. Okay. So block timestamp minus contract start divided by 30. Okay, this is the number of months for which the rent should be paid. Okay. Okay. In last month transferred, you find the last rent that the order received. Okay. If the former is larger than the latter, okay, let's write it more clearly. This means that there are unpaid rents in this case. 90% of the rents for all text amounts must be transferred to the owner. So, so if amounts is larger than this one, there are unpaid rents here. So owner dot transfer, we have to transfer to him what? Mounts minus this one, okay, multiplied by rent multiplied by 90 divided by 100. I told 100. Okay. So we paid all the months which were due, multiplied by the rent for each month by 90. Okay. Pay attention, however, do not exceed 6 months, because the insurance covers only 6 months. And do not forget to update last month transferred. So, you int amount due equal, no, let's see, months due equal to this amount here if months due larger than 6, we are sorry, but the new months due is 6. Okay, so this one now it's months due. Okay, it's not over, so because you int amount due is equal by default to amounts due by 90 divided by 100. However, if amount due is larger than address this dot balance, we're sorry, we don't have enough money, we pay only address this balance. Op, op, op. Okay, and finally we can pay his amount of money. So after checking that we don't exceed 6 months, we can pay. Wait, before paying it, we update the fact that we paid him, because we update last month transferred. There is here a little problem. As you can see, we can reduce the amount of money we paid him, but write that we paid him anyway. Alright, that's it. Okay. Perhaps I will put this one as a further exercise here. Okay, so I put it here as an optional exercise at the end. So all this part here, let's see, these 2 checks. Okay, because it's pretty boring and pretty technical. Okay, and now everything works here. Everything works, I hope. Yeah, compile. Okay, you should test it on JavaScript. I am on injected web3. Let me see which account I am on. Account 1, fine. I am the insurance company. Let's see what we have to do. Deploy. Oh, I have to do a lot. So, I'm insurance company. I have to deploy it. So, the owner address and the tenant address. Ooh, what boring thing. So let me do the following. I copy all my addresses somewhere. Here, for example. This is the insurance company. Because it's always boring when you have to flip-flop. This is the owner. And the tenant is the last one. Come on, tenant. Tenant is the last one. Okay. Finally, I switch back to the insurance company. Okay. Now, do you see I need to put here owner and tenant. So owner and tenant. Okay, the rent is 100 way. Okay, it means I have to put at least 600 way. Let's put 700. Transact. Am I the insurance company? Yes, account 1. Okay, what do I have to do now? I have to pay 2 payments from the tenant address. So in the meantime, I switch to the tenant, which is the third one. I make 2 payments. So pay rent. Every time I have to pay 100 way, otherwise it will be rejected. I have to pay every 30 seconds, because don't forget that. Come on. I pay another time in the meantime, no? Last month paid one, so it has been paid. I pay again. Oops, that's a problem. I have to send 100 way. Pay rent. When the confirmation arrives, I have to pay it again because 30 seconds have passed. Okay, let's see. Last month paid one, still one. Come on. Okay, two. Okay. Okay. Now, from insurance company accounts, reduce the reserve. So, change identity. Change to insurance company, reduce the reserve. Reduce reserve. You should get also, let's see, you should get also an output, which I don't see actually. Perhaps here. Gas input. Can I get an output? Here. Nothing. Very well. I can't get a reserve. Okay, next time we will make a reserve. No, it's the total address. Let me see this one on the blockchain. Okay, it's the contract. Yes, it transferred. You can see it transferred 120 weight to the insurance company. So some money come out. Why? It's very annoying that I don't see the output data. So what did it return to me? Okay. However, 120 were transferred. Okay, and finally I have to do something else. Ask the unpaid rents from... In the meantime, several seconds have passed, so there are a lot of unpaid rents. Let's see. Where is it? Sorry, I cannot put these things here. Have to put it here, because otherwise, when you test this thing here, it may be that too much time has passed, and however, put a maximum of 6 months of rent and do not exceed, and okay, I don't ask you to check that there is enough money in the smart contract. Okay, so okay, I have to put it there because otherwise when you do the test it may be that it gets stopped. So now finally I change identity to the owner, and I will require at this point my 6 months probably of, so get refund. Because a lot of time has passed, for sure 3 minutes. So let's see here the contract. Come on, contract. A new transaction has arrived. Okay, arrived. Let's see how much money. Nothing. Very well. He didn't get anything. Okay, 1.7 is the owner. He didn't get anything. Poor owner. No, 5-way. Should be a mistake here. Only 5-way. Is it possible? Let me check this one. Mounts larger than mounts. Block timestamp minus contact start divided by 30. It's a timestamp, so it's seconds. Mounts larger than last mount transferred. Okay. Mounts due. It's equal to the difference. If the amount due is larger than 6, then it's 6. Amount due. It's amount due. Oops. Forgot this thing here. Okay, I forgot this thing here. That's why. Okay. That's why I got only 5. I got 1 way per month. So 5, probably 2 minutes and a half have passed. Okay, so anyway, this is the contract. Let's see. This check is not requested, but you never know. Okay. Okay, let's see the optional part. The tenant can restart paying the rent after a period of lateness. Oh my god. Modify the payment function such that if last month paid is smaller than last month transferred, the money goes entirely to smart contract since the owner already got his share. Okay. So, here, pay rent. Okay. So, if they are not perfectly aligned, it means that this is a payment which was due, so but it's in delay. So okay, that's it. I think it's like this. Entirely to smart contract. So if you see, if it's the tenant is in delay with the payment, we just increment the payment. We don't give anything to the owner because the owner asked for a refund because last month transfer is above last month pay. So it means that the owner already asked for a refund. We don't know how many months, but for sure this month has been already given to him here. Okay. And we update only the fact that the tenant has paid, nothing else. Okay. And in this case, we update just the fact that the tenant has paid. Okay. Okay, oh, finish. Goodbye.